how to manifest from start to finish. Now, a big misconception about manifestation is that it's so woo-woo and that people can rarely do it. The truth is that you've been doing it since the day you were born. And not a lot of people realize this. You guys have been manifesting. You're just not aware of what you're manifesting. So you're unconsciously manifesting, literally. In this video, I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what I would do if I had to start all over again. You will literally shift from thinking like a person to thinking like a literal God and having your reality change, bending to your command. And I'll break this down into very simple and digestible information. So you're probably wondering, who is this girl and why should I listen to her? I'm Nia. I have been giving out this information for free, helping people manifest things that are impossible to them. But in reality, there's nothing impossible to the infinite universe. And I have been complimented by 7 to 8 figure entrepreneurs on my work and best-selling Amazon authors. So if there's somebody that knows a thing or two, it is I. This video was requested by a few people, and of course I'm always gonna deliver. If you guys do not know the correct definition of manifestation, the conclusion that I came to is on earth as it is in heaven. In simple terms, on earth in the physical world as it is in heaven. And what do I mean by heaven? I'm speaking your most dominant beliefs, your most dominant emotionally charged thoughts, and your convictions. So what are you convinced is truth? What are you convinced is normal? That is exactly what you will materialize. If I had to start over, I would become aware of what is running my reality. Because I don't know if you guys saw the video of healing your inner child, go check it out. I really recommend for people that don't know why they keep manifesting the same exact cycle. And it is always because of your inner child. The beliefs that you have carried since you were a child, they always run your reality without you even realizing it. I need you guys to understand that everything first originates in heaven, which is why I say that manifestation is on earth as it is in heaven. It takes specific beliefs, habits, convictions about what you find normal to have the lifestyle that you have right now. It's literally just that simple. Becoming aware of what is running on autopilot. This means becoming aware of your emotions, your stories you tell yourself, and your deep-rooted beliefs. Today we have Hello Kitty water. If you're constantly thinking that nothing is gonna work out for you, then that's exactly what you will attract. And it is much deeper than this. It's not just about thinking. Everything comes down to what you find normal, which is why if you want to start manifesting something that seems too good to be truth, you need to neutralize it. You need to stop seeing it as too far from you, because nothing is too big or too small in the infinite universe. You think it's too good for you, so therefore it is too good for you. If you think something is too big, then it will be too big for you. Every time you find yourself wanting to materialize something and a part of you just feels like you can't do it, you need to look deeper into where that belief is coming from. We all have frequencies that live within us, and frequencies that we carry since we were little. And this is why in Christianity, some people speak about that a person has demons. It's not really about demons. This is just another name for frequency, because we need to understand that we all carry frequencies within us. A frequency that you may have is probably the belief that something is too difficult to achieve. That is a frequency, and that always originates from something. Who told you it's too difficult? This is what I mean by frequencies. We all have frequencies. And awareness is the first step that I would take if I want to achieve a certain reality. You are shining light at what you don't know is there. There are times where I feel like I want to achieve something and I will start to feel anxiety. Like, why do I really feel this anxiety? And I'm aware that I have it. I simply just observe it for what it is. And instead of judging it, I question it. Like, this might sound a bit schizophrenic, but you have to start questioning these beliefs that you have inside of you. Because unless you don't get to the root of it, unless you don't tackle it, not literally, the more you question it, the more these frequencies will actually begin to answer you. Because without you realizing it, these frequencies are alive. They exist, maybe not physically, but they exist somewhere, and they have been stopping you from achieving something, from manifesting the life that you truly want to manifest. The next step, guess what it is? You must specify. You must specify what it is that you want to manifest. If you don't get specific enough, you will confuse the universe. Your energy can only go where you place it. Guys, I didn't really know how to draw a basket, but bear with me. It looks like there's a lot going on here, but let me explain. People say they want everything. They say they want love, money, peace, etc., etc. But see this person up here? They are holding energy. This person has a ball of energy. We all hold energy, and this energy signifies our attention. This same person has an idea of what they want. They know what they want, but they are placing it on the basket of fear and lack and scarcity. This is supposed to be a big sign that says lack. Okay, anyways. And the thing is, they don't realize that they placed it in the wrong basket. They placed their attention and their energy elsewhere, where it doesn't belong. When you tell yourself that you don't want a certain thing, when you don't want a certain relationship, you don't want to be broke, you don't want blah blah blah, that is equal to wanting that thing, because that is where you are placing your energy, you are placing your attention there. And this person, I don't know why they're surprised that they got exactly where they placed their energy on. You need to get specific about where you are placing your energy, why it is that you want, because the more clear the path is gonna be to getting that desired reality. Why do you want it? You need to get specific, because if it's to feel a certain emotion that you are not experiencing right now, I always tell people that feeling is what produces that state. You have to feel it. Lastly, the how is something you shouldn't worry about, because there is so much possibility of how this can happen, how you can manifest your desired reality. There is no one path or one correct way to do this. There is infinite possibilities out in the field, and if you can imagine such a reality, there is so much possibility of how this can happen. So get clear, know where you are placing your energy, and do not worry about the how. Just do the work that needs to be done and get specific. I have friends sometimes that tell me that it's really hard for them to find good men out there. And the thing is, it's really not. There is an infinite amount of men out there that would love to treat them right, but it is not even about the belief. They are so convicted in the idea that there is no good men out there when there's a lot, okay? And it is that knowing in and of itself that reflects back to them in the reality, because like I always like to say, reality is a mirror. Don't be surprised about the circumstances that you have right now when you are the one that is producing them. They come from somewhere. This used to be me. I used to believe there was no good men out there, but as soon as I started convincing myself and really knowing that there is good men out there, that's when all the good men started to appear. And this is really what it is. It's just magnifying what you already know. It's not about belief. It is about knowing and being specific with that knowing. Rewrite the story. Now, we are all very powerful. We are all the authors of our story. If there is a book I'm going to recommend you to read, is a book of your life. There is people that believe they will find the answers in a different book. They think that the more they search, the more information they get, the closer they are to finding the answers that they already hold within them. And you need to start rewriting the story. If you're in this video, there is clearly something that is keeping you from manifesting that dream reality of yours. There is always something. I don't know what it is. I don't care. You had to rewrite the story. If I had to start manifesting from the start, I would begin to rewrite my story. And I don't mean in a piece of paper. I don't mean by talking to myself and convincing myself that a couple of words will immediately rewrite my story. No, I always tell people they need to vividly visualize. It's not just about the visualization, it is the emotion that you have with this idea in your head, because you need to understand that there is no truths to reality other than what you accept as truth. Nothing is truth in the universe. There is one story, there's another story, and then there's the truth. The truth is that there is infinite ideas and none of them are truth. You just simply have to pick your truth. And if the truths that you have right now are not serving your desired reality, why do you have them? You have to start molding these ideas, because energy just is. Ideas just are molded into whatever you would like in your desired reality. This is where most people get stuck, because they try to manifest from the identity that created lack. The version of you that lacks will never be able to create abundance. There is a version of you that you see yourself being. There is a version of you. My camera died and I just did the biggest sneeze of my life. I don't know how that's even relevant to the video, but if you do not have it in heaven, if you don't have it internally, you guys cannot manifest something from the version of you that doesn't have it, that is not convinced enough that this is possible. I'll give you a good example. I was doing everything that all the famous gurus were doing. I was posting videos every week. I was trying to use the formulas that they were using. I was trying to take all the physical action, the correct physical action, but I wasn't being the version of myself that had it all. You need to start being more. You need to stop thinking that this idea is separate from you or that it's too far from you. Somebody that is in alignment with abundance, that version of you that has that manifestation already, how would they be viewing a certain problem? They simply wouldn't even see it as a problem. And if it is, how would they handle it? Most of the time, people suffer in imagination more than they do in their reality. And ironically, imagination is what creates reality. This is a pill that is probably hard to swallow, but you need to understand this. This is one of my favorite things, but you guys have to visualize literally every night and every day, because your brain waves are in theta. They are most programmable when they are in theta state. So this happens when you are feeling drowsy waking up or when you're feeling drowsy going to sleep. The best way you can literally jump from one reality to another is by visualizing. And this is not just about visualizing the reality that you want. You have to visualize also something that may have been traumatic to you before. Like I always say, the mind does not know any future or any past. It just knows the now. A lot of us need to rewrite a lot of things, and we think that we can just thug it out and pretend that these things do not bother us when they do. They're literally affecting your reality, and we all have traumas, whether big or small. There is no big or small to the infinite. So you have to go back and rewire those. Visualize things happening as the way you wanted it. The way you wanted it to happen, that is exactly how you have to visualize it. And like Neville Goddard said, literally live in the wish fulfilled. This goes for something that traumatized you and for the reality that you want to materialize. It goes both ways. Before going into meditation or even during meditations, you have to ask yourself, who would I be if I already had this? We wouldn't be thinking how we think now. We wouldn't be talking how we talk now. We wouldn't be acting how we talk now, which is why you're in this video. And this literally brings me to my next point. A great example, my camera just died, but the old me would have probably freaked out and started panicking over this. But now, in the frequency that I am living in, anything outside of me that can alter my internal world has control over me. Things always go the way I want them to. There's no reason to freak out. If my camera dies, then it dies, and I could just delete a few stuff and continue recording. This is a frequency you want to live in. You have to be okay with yourself internally, because as within, so without. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. The next thing is you have to embody the wish fulfilled. This is where I was having trouble doing. I knew exactly what I wanted. I was aware of what was holding me back. I had a very clear vision. I did all the steps and all the visualizing, but this is where I had trouble. And this is where a lot of people give up because they fall to the illusion of this third dimensional realm. You guys cannot fall for it. And I'll put up a little test here. This is a perfect example of why you can't fall for what you see in front of you, because not everything you see in front of you is what it is. What color are these dots? Blue or purple? I guess we'll never know. The reason you might have trouble embodying this new identity is because you are not putting enough emotional charge. Belief is not enough. I will never stop saying that. Belief is not enough. You just have to know. The same way you know the sun's gonna rise every day, that is exactly how convinced you have to be of your desired reality. If it helps, take the glasses that you have been wearing, those glasses of lack, and put on the glasses that your new identity would be wearing if you want to get from point A to point B. The truth is that there is no point B. There just is a point A, and you have to start knowing that. You have to start knowing that your desired reality is already here, and act as if it is here. Every single day, I wake up as if I had $1 million in my bank account. Now, this doesn't mean I'm spending like a maniac and buying unnecessary stuff. I'm living as the version of myself that has it already, that is expecting it. What do you expect? Exactly what you expect is what will happen. And you don't need to be looking for proof outside of you. You become the proof when you switch the lens in which you view life. Small changes could be in the way you talk to yourself. How does that version of you that has what you want talk to themselves? How do they act? How do they think? A few months ago, I helped somebody pass a test to Ivy Leagues. If you're watching this, hi. I simply told this person, do not stress about it. You can do all the physical work. You can stress literally staying up at night and worrying about this, but worrying is just coming from the old frequency. Why would you worry if you already have it? I told this person, live and act, feel, and think as if it is already done, because it's done. Guys, every time I say something so powerful, I get chills. And it's not too crazy, the fact that I know I can help people, because this is what I already saw myself doing. Before my life looked like this, I saw myself helping other people. And embodiment is also having to do a lot with your nervous system. Your nervous system also starts to believe that this is a fact. Not just consciously believing, but literally subconsciously believing. This is why it's important, and Joe Dispenza, Bob Proctor, everybody talked about meditation, breath work, because this relaxes the nervous system, and when your body is relaxed, it is open to receiving new ideas as well. This is literally like impressing the subconscious mind. You will have to stop being desperate. Unfortunately, us as humans, when we pedestalize something, that is just saying to the universe that this thing is too good for you and it is not one with you. In order to be one with your desired reality, you have to stop pedestalizing it. Obviously, this happens in little steps. Let's just say somebody that is unfit. Let's just say somebody is very overweight for their height. They are unhappy with their physique and they want to go from being insecure and being 180 pounds to somebody that is with less body fat, somebody that is very confident and secure in their body from one day to another. That is just jumping way too high. Yes, it is true that the mind doesn't know anything but the now, but unfortunately in the physical reality, we have to build up to this reality. We have to build credibility with God. Building credibility with God is building credibility with ourselves. The way we build credibility is by taking baby steps. If you try to jump from this position to this one in one day to another, your nervous system doesn't feel safe doing this. You literally have to stop being that desperate. This is what I mean. You have to let go. Literally let go of the idea that this thing is above you when it's not. And this is where the law of detachment comes in. You know that you're working towards something, but this is what I mean when you stop being desperate. It is exactly like planting a seed. The seed is planted, right? Keep watering it, but don't be checking it all the time to see if it's sprouted, because most of the time before it sprouts, it has to grow from beneath first. It has to grow from beneath first before it actually sprouts and is visible to us. It's just funny because manifestation is a lot like life, like plant. Everything has to do with the breath of life. We are living beings, just like plants. That plant that you keep watering, you don't keep checking it, but you keep watering anyways. And this is what aligned action is. You continue to water it even if you cannot see anything in your physical reality. The plant growing downwards, which is the roots, is always your internal world. And over here, it eventually manifests in your external world. By the time it manifests, you probably not even think it's as big of a deal because this is your new reality now. The plant has sprouted. This is really funny because most people that achieve the impossible didn't even realize they were in their desired reality until they look back. They kind of just worked their way through it and they detach from the idea of it even happening. It is literally nature. It is literally law. Whatever you are within, it will always be reflected to you in your external world. You literally do not have to dig up the plant to make sure it's there. Plant the seed, take the action that is necessary to make the seed grow, aka your manifestations, and by the time you know, it'll be manifest. I don't even know how I got here. I feel like just yesterday I was in my car making videos, and that is the beauty of manifestation. You have to stop putting it on a pedestal because you will eventually get there. In this physical world, you will eventually get there. Just stay persistent and don't give up. Literally, that's all it is. You cannot plant something and not pay your attention and not put aligned action and expect something to manifest. Before, when I wasn't in my desired reality, I would complain about certain situations and I would tell myself, I am such a good person. Why am I manifesting this? It's because I had my attention on other things that produced more of what I didn't want. Why is money always scarce? And now it's like all of these things are not a worry for me anymore. All because I stopped being desperate and I stopped seeing what I wanted as separate from me. You have to become one with your desired reality. One of my last videos, the blower is back. It will not leave me alone. I need to stop filming at this time though. Like, I feel like I need to start filming earlier because this is where the blower comes out. This thing that you are watering, this manifestation that you are watering, you always have to water it with gratitude, aligned action. If you don't know what aligned action means, it is basically you are taking certain actions that lead you closer to the version of you that has it already. You are trying to manifest a more toned and healthier physique. You would probably not be eating out every day. You probably wouldn't be spending your money on junk. This is what aligned action is. What is somebody that is toned, physically healthy, and very confident in their body? What are the things and the actions they would be doing? And not to mention, when you are in a state of gratitude, the universe can only give you more of what you already magnify. If you are magnifying, sending out gratitude, the universe will give you more of that because it is the energy, it is the frequency that you are emitting that attracts like frequency. So manifestation is not about trying to desperately attract something outside of you. It's about making visible what already exists inside. It was my pleasure serving you. Have a great day. Okay, time to get serious, for real. Like, okay, time to get serious. Like, stop. Imagine I was like this, you guys. What would you guys do? Oh my god. Yo soy un avatar dentro de una consola. No me hagas estupideces.